Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I am doing a Q&A that is all about hair. I asked on my Instagram for you guys to just ask me some questions, anything you had, and I got some good questions that I'm going to answer today. Louie, my little pug, is with me today. You can see him right there. For those that don't know, I'm a licensed hairstylist, and so I don't know everything in the world, but I do know a good amount about hair. So hopefully I can help you guys out by answering some of these questions. Okay, so the first question is, how often do you avoid washing and do you avoid using heat every day? I feel like washing, it kind of depends. I think you can overwash and you can underwash. Me personally, I wash my hair, I try to do like every 3 days, but if not, I might do every other day. But if I do every 3 days, on the third day, I usually like put my hair up, or it's like in like a slick back, like little bun thing. Because then that's kind of when it starts to not look so great. Washing your hair, like I feel like people always say like don't wash your hair too often, it's not good for your hair, which is true. You don't want to wash too often because doing that strips the natural oils in your scalp, which dries it out pretty much. You need those natural oils for moisture, and also the more that you strip your hair, the more oil you're going to produce. So pretty much people that wash their hair every day, you'll hear them say, I have to, my hair is so oily. It's like, well, it's oily because you wash it every day. So you pretty much just kind of have to go through like a little training session with yourself of just not washing your hair every day. I would just start with every other day. Use dry shampoo the days that you don't wash it, and Batiste dry shampoo is my favorite dry shampoo. You could just get it at like a Target or CVS or something. But also, you don't want to not wash your hair enough, because when you don't wash your hair enough and you also use like hair product like dry shampoo or hairspray or something, you will start to build up product, and actually like your hair follicles will be dirty because you'll have build-up product in your hair follicles on your scalp. That's just not good for the health of your scalp, and it also won't help with hair growth, because if your hair follicles are clogged pretty much with product and stuff and dirt, that's also not good for your hair. So just find a good balance. And then avoiding heat, I always curl my hair. I like to do just some sort of like a little light wave. So ideally, I like to just let my hair air dry and then curl it, but there are some days where I'll wash my hair before work and I don't really have a choice. I have to blow dry my hair before I curl it. Or sometimes I'll just blow dry my hair and I'll maybe put it in like a pony or something and not curl it to avoid the double heat. I honestly don't feel like blow drying it is that bad. I think when people say avoid heat, I think that caters more towards like curling irons and flat irons, because it's like the iron is straight on your hair, as opposed to a hair dryer where it's just hot air blowing on your hair. So honestly, I don't think blow drying it is that bad. It's more so curling and straightening. And I just curl my hair every time I wash my hair. So I probably curl my hair like every 3 days. Yeah, just don't overdo it. I think it's nice to just kind of let your natural hair flow for a bit. Yeah, maybe have that be like a new goal for yourself, is like try to minimize the amount of times you straighten your hair and let your natural hair flow a few days a week. Yeah, so just it's all about balance. Next question is, best things to do when you are in the ocean every day. Well, the ocean is very dehydrating because it's salty, obviously. So the best thing to do is to use moisture shampoo and conditioners, because yeah, your hair is gonna dry out a lot from being in the ocean. And I'm sure if you're in the ocean, you're in the sun a lot. So yeah, just use a lot of moisture products. I am a big fan of hair masks. I love hair masks. My favorite are the Paul Mitchell Awapui mask and then the Joico Luster Lock mask. Those are my favorite. I think they're absolutely incredible. So I would do those. If you're in the ocean like often, like multiple times a week, I would use a mask once a week. Even like if I go to the beach one day and I'm swimming with my hair in the ocean, I'll probably do a hair mask like that night after I wash it or something, just to add the moisture back in. My favorite moisture shampoo and conditioners are the Pureology ones. I've been using them for years. They're my favorite. Next question is, how do you manage oiliness without causing dry shampoo buildup or losing volume? So I guess that kind of goes back to the washing. Make sure you're not washing your hair too often. But also, some people just have oilier scalps than others. With causing dry shampoo buildup, I mean, you might be using not a great one. I mean, the one that I use, Batiste, it is a drugstore one, which I never, ever, ever, ever recommend drugstore stuff. except for that dry shampoo, because I really think it's incredible. Because every dry shampoo I've used, I just like, I feel like I have all this stuff in my hair and it feels dirty. But this one dry shampoo, I feel like my hair is clean. But again, once it hits like day 3 for me, I'm like, okay, my hair's starting to feel a little dirty and I think I need to wash it. And it's okay. Like, it's okay to wash your hair every other day or every 3 days. And then for about losing volume, I feel like volume really comes with styling. Sorry, my dog is like chewing his bone and I don't know if you can like hear him chewing it. It's kind of a gross sound. It sounds like he's like smacking. I feel like if you have fine hair, especially if you have healthy hair, like if you have, like if your hair is not super bleached and it's like silky, it's probably not naturally gonna have volume. Seeing clients, really the only times I see people with natural volume in their hair is when they have either really curly hair or they have really thick hair and then they get short layers to add like some volume throughout it. Okay, hold on, my battery's running out. Okay, sorry about that. I probably should have changed my battery before I started this. So yeah, not that your hair like wouldn't have, I'm not saying your hair doesn't have volume if it's not thick or curly. And for me, like I have fine hair. I feel I have a lot of it, but it's fine. And I just don't have natural volume and I'm not gonna have natural volume. So yeah, I mean, you can add volume by product, by teasing it, by the way you blow dry. Like if you're wanting volume this way, blow dry your hair that way. So like if I want the volume here, I'll put my hair over, I'll blow dry down this way. And then when you put it back, you'll have a little bit of volume. But I mean, there's only so much you can do. I feel like teasing is probably one of the most common ways to add volume. If your hair's getting oily and you're feeling dirty from all the buildup of dry shampoo, it's probably just time to wash your hair. So, hope that was helpful. Sorry if it wasn't. Next question is, what's the best way to keep extra thick hair curled? Mine is so heavy it falls out unless I use a small wand. I use a 1-inch barrel and I feel like that's a pretty good general size. I think a lot of people's issue is they have too big of a curling iron, and so it doesn't really, so like you see a little bit of a wave, but it falls out really quickly. So yeah, I would recommend a 1-inch or like a 1.5 maybe if you have long hair. Make sure you're not taking too thick of sections. This is like probably the size section I take when I curl my hair. And I have fine hair. So yeah, make sure you're not taking too big of sections because that will probably make it easier for it to fall out. Also, I mean, hairspray also really helps. I think those are probably the most common mistakes, is too big of a curling iron and not small enough of sections. Also, if you're feeling like your hair is too thick, maybe get it thinned out. Getting it thinned out will probably help with the heaviness, because I totally get it, that the weight of your hair kind of pull down on your curls. Add some layers in there to make it a little more flowy and lightweight. Okay, next question is, do you think layers are good for long curly hair? Yes, yes, yes. I do. I will probably almost always recommend layers. I think it adds style. Actually, I take that back, because the only time I wouldn't recommend layers is if you have extremely fine hair and you don't have a lot of it, or pretty much if you put layers in, it's gonna look like you don't have hair. And that's not very many people. There's very few clients that have said that too, is don't add any layers, and it's really because their ponytail is maybe like that big. The thing about curly hair is when you add layers, it's gonna make your hair curlier. Because your hair is weighed down. Maybe just start off with saying, I want to keep my layers long and I don't want to make them too short, if it's new for you. Okay, next question is how to reduce tangles, knots, and keeping hair healthy, especially after bleaching / color treating. So this subject is actually one that I am very passionate about because I've been blonde, not right now, but I've been blonde my whole life pretty much. So I've been bleaching my hair since I was 15. I'm 23 right now, and I just dyed my hair brown a couple months ago. Bleached hair especially is extremely fragile, and you really need to take good care of it for it to be healthy. Especially when your hair is wet, it's the most fragile. And so when you're brushing it when it's wet, or when you're drying it when you're so cute, I love you. When you're drying it when it's wet, be really careful with it. Out of the shower, don't like rub your hair in the towel, just squeeze it out. Don't rub it, because you can snap your hair because it's so fragile. Another thing is to not sleep on wet hair, because again, your hair is fragile, and when you move, your hair is getting pulled and again can snap it. Don't sleep in a ponytail, because again, when your hair is pulled back and you move, it will break. And a lot of times people notice breakage right where their ponytail is. This is maybe a little extreme for some people, but I've recommended this to some of my blondes, is to sleep with a silk pillow. Silk is just really great for your hair and your skin, and cotton's not. Cotton's a little rough on your hair. So a silk pillow is a really great option too for keeping your hair healthy and smooth. And another thing that I mentioned before is hair masks. And again, I'm a big fan of hair masks, especially for blondes. Pretty much when you're bleaching it, you're getting the nutrients sucked out of it. And so it's good to use protein masks, moisture masks. A great thing to put on your hair is Olaplex. I don't know if you can get it if you're not a licensed hairstylist, and you probably can't, but a lot of hairstylists are using it now. I would maybe just like call up a salon and just say, hey, do you do Olaplex treatments or masks or whatever? Pretty much what Olaplex is protein, because when you bleach your hair, the protein gets sucked out of it, so Olaplex is going to put it back in, and protein makes your hair stronger. So you definitely want to make sure that you're doing something to keep the strength in there. So also like strengthening shampoos and conditioners are great too if you're not using moisture. But yeah, all of that I feel like kind of is what will make your hair tangly and knotted, is just the health of your hair. So yeah, the smoother, the silkier it is, the less you'll have those issues. Okay, and I have one last question, which I feel like is a very broad question. This question is, what are the best shampoos and conditioners? It totally depends on your hair type. If you have dry hair, use moisture shampoos and conditioners. If you have maybe really bleached hair, like I said, use moisture or something with strengthening. If you have oily hair, I'd maybe use like a volumizing shampoo and conditioner. If you have like your natural virgin hair or something, or you notice your hair is not dry, I wouldn't recommend using a moisture shampoo and conditioner, because that could just make it more oily, and if you don't need it, then don't use it. If you tend to have an oily scalp and not dry hair, I would maybe recommend a volumizing one. Oh, how could I forget? A shampoo that I'm always recommending to my blondes is purple shampoo. Purple shampoo is purple, and on the color wheel, purple cancels out yellow, and so typically when you bleach your hair, it's yellowy naturally. When you see people that have like a beautiful blonde color, that's not natural. That's with color being put on the hair after the bleach to cancel out the yellowy or the orangey or whatever to get that color. So when you bleach your hair, it naturally goes through like the red phases if your hair is dark, and then it goes to orange and then yellow. And then if it's on there for a really long time, you might be able to get to like a white blonde, but that's either if you leave it on for a really long time or you have naturally pretty light hair, that might get to that level. When you highlight, it doesn't just naturally go to like a really pretty blonde, which I think is something that a lot of people don't know. I'm starting to kind of go on a rabbit trail, but I feel like it's good to say this. One of the most common things I hear girls say is when they want me to fix their hair, it's because they said, I got my hair done and then like a week later it was like super yellow. And it's because when you bleach your hair, you put a demi-permanent color on, which people call a toner. And yeah, a toner is you're canceling out the yellow, the orange, and you're adding in pretty colors. And toners wash out. So I'm making my way back to the purple shampoo thing. Toners wash out because it's demi-permanent, but that's why purple shampoos are so awesome, because you can tone your hair at home without having to come in to get it toned all the time. So purple shampoos that I recommend, if you have like super brassy hair and it's just always kind of yellowy, or like really, it's always kind of in the orangey dark yellow phase, and it just like is super stubborn, I would use Fanola No Yellow shampoo. It is incredible, but it's super pigmented. Technically on the color wheel, blue cancels out orange. They do make blue shampoos, so if your hair is like really orange, I would use a blue shampoo, and you can find those pretty much in all the brands I'll mention. But if your hair is more on the yellowy side, I would use purple, because if you use blue shampoo on yellow hair, blue and yellow make green, and your hair will kind of look a little green, and I don't think anyone wants that. A question I get asked often is how often do I use the purple shampoo? And it's totally up to you. I think it's kind of trial and error. Maybe like start with like every other time you wash your hair. So the times you're not using your purple shampoo, make sure you have another shampoo to use along with the purple, because you don't want to use a purple shampoo every day. It might be a little too much. Like it might tone your hair a little too much. Maybe try letting it sit while you like shave your legs or wash your body or something. Everyone's hair is different. Some hair might soak it up quicker than others. Some people, you might have to let it sit for a few minutes in the shower it kind of just depends on each person. So another great purple shampoo is, I like the Matrix one. Matrix has a great one. I like the Redken one. Honestly, you can't really go wrong with purple shampoos. Some are just more pigmented than others. I always recommend any shampoo and conditioner you get it at a beauty supply store or at a salon. So yeah, I guess that all wraps up my video, and I really hope you guys liked it. This is my first Q&A. So thank you for everyone that responded on Instagram and gave me some questions that I could answer in this video. If you guys have any more questions, just leave them below. Again, yes, I'm licensed, but I don't know everything. And so some people might have different opinions than me on things, and that's okay. This is just what I've learned from my experience and from working in the salon. So anyways, I hope that this video was really helpful for you guys. And always, you can recommend videos for me to make down below. So if you want questions or Q&As on other stuff or just any other types of videos, I'd love to make them for you. Well, thank you guys so much for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. Give this video a thumbs up. Also, you can turn on those notification bells or whatever the notification bell if you want to know when I post a video. And I will see you all in my next one. Bye. Bye-bye.